The Countdown.
Welcome back to The Countdown, your new favorite music podcast. We'll be counting down 5 great music videos. I'm one of your hosts, Drew.
I'm Chanel.
I'm Chloe.
It's your boy Eli.
Yeah. Before we get into anything, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We about to get into some topics. Just to make sure a reminder, like, we're gonna be counting down 5 music videos. We got a couple different categories that we tapping into, but it's gonna be an amazing countdown. Before we get started, Chanel, do you know who Yeet is yet, or no?
Yeah.
Nah, deadass still don't.
Oh my God, you gotta tap in.
Man.
You gotta tap in.
The song that I did hear though is cool.
What you heard?
Cat.
You gotta put the cat emoji over that.
I
Crazy.
did listen to a song. I just don't remember it.
Okay.
All right. And some of the different categories we talk about for our different music videos that we use to rate them is a big piece of it is fashion. So today we're gonna do a new segment called Drip or Drown, and I'm gonna give some fashion topic related to the music industry, and you're gonna tell me if it's drippy, meaning that you're rocking with it, or if it's a drown, I mean you're not rocking with it at all. Got it?
Got it.
All right.
Let's get into it.
I mean, come on. So let's start with one of the most influential people in the fashion industry. That's like the music, Kanye West. Come on, y'all rock with the Yeezy Pods or not? Kanye drops the Yeezy Pods a little while ago. They were $200. A couple weeks ago, he brought them down to $20. Is it a drip or is it a drown?
With the price, drippy.
The price drippy?
You know, Yeezys be trying to tax niggas. So I think the price is cool, but would I buy them? No. But like, I couldn't see why people want them.
Yeah, I mean, certain things ain't for everybody. For me, I'm jacking them, so it's drip. But I definitely rock with what Chloe's saying, like, bringing that price down, making it more affordable. That's definitely great, especially for like, people that can't afford products and such. Mm-hmm. They're able to put that ish on, but yeah.
I feel like the price is drip like them, but I also feel like drip out. Like, I feel like it's a drip out. Like,
bro.
No, I'm sorry, because like I feel like I wouldn't really wear it, but like Kanye really does make anything swaggy. So like I feel like I could make it swaggy too. Yeah. But yeah, the price is drip, but it's kind of awkward looking.
And for me it's a drip. I'm waiting for my pair right now. I already ordered it. It's coming. It's coming. It's only black right now. Okay. But I did see Jaylen Brown. He does have an exclusive green pair. I need that too.
Did you order it because you're a Kanye fan, or did you order it because you really like it?
No,
I feel like y'all let Kanye do whatever. I fuck with it.
I rock with it. I wanted them. And I also, it's funny because I also think like they kind of look like kid shoes, and I want to match with my daughter. So like, I want to do a little twin thing with my daughter as well. But I actually rock with them. I was rocking them, and not they. You know what I mean?
Are you wearing leggings with it?
Whoa, leggings.
I feel like that's the only thing that's gonna look right with it.
We could do a fit check when I come step with them. But speaking on that subject about like $20 thing, Kanye for years having talked about how he wanted to bring the price point down of his stuff, and I think it's really dope that he finally was able to do that. He's been talking about it since wanted to do it with Gap, wanted to do it with Adidas. Speaking of Adidas, is it drip or drown? There is a little feud between Ye and Adidas right now. Still. Because even though it seems that Adidas has severed their connection to Ye, they are still selling Yeezys. And recently, Ye said that these are some unauthorized colorways. These are not real Yeezys. Is it drip or drown? What do you think?
Drown.
A part of me is like, I don't wanna completely take an accountability that like, Kanye be saying some crazy stuff overall. You know what I'm saying? Ye be saying some crazy stuff, but like I feel like in instances like this where it's like, bro, like they're still trying to monetize off of his name, and y'all had this whole dilemma with him saying, the whole thing with the Jewish community and all that. You should completely just not have anything to do with that if that's the case. But yet you still choose to sell something, which is probably the most thing that generates the most profit for the Adidas corporation. So like it's definitely drowned, because like why are you still attached to that man's name if you feel that way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and to build off of that, I just feel like stop playing with my mans. Like I feel like with Adidas, like, stop profiting off of our stuff. Like, I know that this was like a really, really big cultural impact, Yeezys, right? So I feel like Adidas is taking advantage of that. And for the way you feel about Kanye and all the things that's been said about him, I feel like don't use his stuff then. Just like, simple. Don't use it. So drown.
It's definitely 50-50, honest, because I feel like before they pulled the plug on Ye, allegedly, they should have definitely weighed out all the options. So the fact that y'all like trying to still sell them, feel me? Like, you know you're gonna miss out on business. You pull these off the shelves. So I feel like if you was gonna, they're just not standing on business. I feel like if y'all gonna stand on business all the way. If y'all don't want to rock with him, don't sell his stuff.
Yeah, for me, it's
I also think Kanye should be a little flattered. You know, he impacted that company so well that they still want to sell his shit.
yeah. For me, it's a drown. If you want to, I think Adidas had every right to part ways with Ye, right? Like, when you sign contracts, you have code of conduct. If you feel like somebody's breaching your contract, and like breach of like your level of ethics and right, it's fine to sever ties. But you then can then continue to profit off of said said person who you no longer want to be a part of, right? His name is still attached to the brand. If his name is still attached to it, you should honor the contract and pay the money that is owed to him as percentages of every shoe. If you feel like what he did
When they
was
stop paying him,
yeah, that's what he said. They said they're not paying him for the
so
new
he gonna
stuff.
sue for sure.
Probably, and they said he's also said they're suing him, right? So like, if you are really like, right, like what Ye said is grounds of like the ground terminates the contract, so terminate it. This is like the second or third time they brought back saying they said we're not gonna sell them, we're gonna sell them. We're not gonna sell them, we're gonna sell them. Like at the end of the day, companies have the option of losing the inventory and tax write off. Like you can do that, then do that. But for some reason, you keep bringing it back up.
Didn't they also try to copy the design? Like, does the sneakers now have Yeezy on it, or?
No, they still have Yeezy on them. But they did talk about potentially continuing to sell the styles of the shoe without his name because they own the rights to the shoe.
Yeah, yo, black community, we ain't jacking that.
I'm disgusted.
All right.
Treacherous.
Yeah,
Moving on to
that don't say easy.
yeah, it's
I'm
crazy.
looking.
Moving on to Adidas competitor Meg Thee Stallion and Nike had a collab. We rocking with it? Is it drip or drown?
I actually like it.
Like it? It's
Yeah.
for the hotties?
Oh, I'm all for us getting our money. You know what I'm saying? I feel like as long as it makes sense. I seen a couple of the Air Max colorways. It was cool. So I'm all for it. And I feel like any type of endorsement that we can get, we should grab. If it's beneficial towards what we want to put into
The sneaker
world,
or the clothing?
All of it, the whole collab. You rocking with it? Yeah, rocking with it. For me, listen.
She looks hot as hell in the pictures. I will say that.
I think it's drippy. I think it's fun workout wear. So like, it's not. I don't think it should be taken as like, oh, like I need to step out into the spot with it. But it is good workout wear.
Yeah.
I'm a little drowned on the kicks. I'm not a big fan of Air Maxes anyway. The colorways are okay, but drip.
You're from New York. You don't like Air Maxes?
Yeah, I'm my own person.
I know. But you never wore Air Maxes before?
No, I'm not big on all Air Maxes. So like Air Max 1, Air Max 90, my two favorite Air Maxes. Had a couple of Vapor Max.
Yeah, the Air Maxes ain't really hitting for me. I definitely just like the attire. It's giving like PSD ethical type vibes.
You talking about the workout suits?
Yeah.
Okay. I can
Is
see
it
that.
drip?
It is
I
kind of
mean, it's kind of drip, I guess.
It's drip that she had the collaboration. That's
Yeah.
You feel me?
I would say but the fits is cool. Like it ain't nothing crazy.
And
But
it's
like
so
shout outs to Meg. I think Meg is the perfect fit for that collab.
Yeah,
though.
man.
I ain't gonna lie.
I would buy it, Meg.
Okay, moving on. MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, rapper turned rock star. He recently shown photos of him with blacked out tattoos. He's known for having tattoos all over his body, and he's covered up most of them across his chest and arms with straight black out ink. Drip or drown?
Is he the one that dates Megan Fox?
He does date Megan Fox.
All right, I'm gonna just say drip because of that.
I'm fine. I think it's drip because through the test of time, rock stars have been doing outlandish things such as, and I also feel like this is a marketing stunt. You know, this is something that we have never seen before. He is quote unquote now a rock star. They do things like this all the time. Like even when you think about like through the test of time, rock bands like Sting, like their overall aesthetic was the white and black face. You know what I'm saying? So like this is regular rock star quote unquote things. So Drip.
I'm gonna say Drip only because he said for like, in the country he said for spiritual purposes
Yeah,
only.
yeah.
So it's just given like he's trying to start. No, I wasn't gonna say Cap.
No. I'm saying that's Cap, but he's doing it for that's Cap.
You think
But
so?
I personally feel
I hope that he's just on some like I want to start new rebrand fresh slate thing. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I feel like a lot of tattoos niggas get at that time it be meaningless. So if you're saying like you want to start fresh, cool. But like realistically though, I think it's a bit much.
getting black all over your skin is spiritual.
I think it's more so to clean up all the shit that he already put on his
Get
body.
removed.
I like that he's
He
being
white,
himself. I'm a
Listen,
tattoo
man.
type of person, so
Listen, man, I
Gonna
don't.
be mad red.
I don't know. I tried to Google the spiritual thing. I couldn't find it. I'm gonna believe him. I'm gonna say Drown because he's an actor and like he now like for a lot of his roles he gonna have to spend mad time in the makeup. I guess he always had to do that, right? In the makeup chair, putting over the black. But I know they're gonna be extra because it's just that black square. So that's gonna be interesting. Zendaya popped out on the red carpet for the premiere of Dune 2, which is one of the new movies. She popped out in the silver robotic by Mugler. It's a fit from 95, 96, super vintage. Drip or Drown. I'm gonna start us off. It was drippy. It was drippy. It was hard. It was hard, especially for the movie. It's like sci-fi. You got the whole vibe. It's super drippy.
Yeah, I was jacking it. Drip for me. If Marcus Houston can come through on the red carpet with a see-through suit, Zendaya can come on the carpet looking futuristic.
Oh my god.
So that, you know what I'm saying?
That's
that
a
was
throwback.
Drip. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, look it up.
Yo,
That man
kids,
came through
let
with
me
a
tell you something.
see-through
Let me tell you,
suit.
kids.
I love me some Marcus Houston.
I'm gonna tell. Okay.
Not like that. We was all listening to Because of You.
Let me tell you something, Marcus.
Yes,
Kids, do not wear a see-through suit on the red carpet. Don't do that.
Oh wait.
That was a
Are you
bad
talking
fit.
about like how much was see through though?
Everything, my
Yeah,
boy.
the whole-
It was.
you see his boxes.
You saw his boxes and yeah. What he had a white tee or a tank? He had a
I don't
tank.
remember.
He had a tank. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Like his balls or something?
No.
No.
Oh.
The boxes.
He had underwear.
But it was a see-through suit.
Yeah. So if he can do that, then they could come through looking like iRobot. That's fine. You feel me?
It's not really drip though, bro.
You don't think it was drip?
For Zendaya?
Yeah, no.
You thought it was Drown.
I don't know the backstory of like the movie and all that,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't really know if it's whatever. But like, yeah, no, I think she looks very uncomfortable.
I don't know.
It's drip for me. I think Zendaya looks hot in everything she does. So
Nah, Zendaya's a baddie for sure, but that shit did not look comfortable.
it's the silver one, right?
It's the silver one,
Yeah, that shit was futuristic.
Yeah.
I loved
She
it.
was barely walking straight. Like that shit looks.
A lot of that designers like pieces are like futuristic. A lot of silver. A lot of like, I don't know, like futurism situation. All right, moving on.
Come through, master of fashion.
DJ Khaled was about to perform on a beach, and he had his staff and security carry him to the stage because he didn't want to get his J's dirty on the sand. Drip or Drown?
Them shits was whack.
I'm not gonna lie, it is hilarious though. Like that whole listen, I feel like it's all comes down to marketing. DJ Khaled is a marketing genius.
For
He
sure.
understands what's going to have the people talking. Even if the J's was whack or not. Him getting carried was drip because it's funny. But the J's was me. You feel me? So I'm what Chanel, what you be in between, what you be calling it?
Japan.
Whatever that is. I'm with that on this one.
I feel like Drown too with the sneaker itself, but I agree with like don't step on my J. It's like don't step on my shit.
Nah, that's a Drown, man. I'm a big guy. DJ Khaled even bigger, and like that boy heavy. I don't care. You gotta carry that man to that's OD. Come on, that's abuse of power at some point. We gotta chill. And I honestly, I looked at the kicks. I wasn't really feeling it.
Yeah, like
I wasn't really feeling it. It wasn't. If he had some real heat on, I might have been like, all right,
Like, alright.
this is drip. But for me personally, I didn't feel like they were that hard. Yeah, and keeping in the theme, a stylish video, everybody dressing, you know what I'm saying, and they biker vibes. Number 5 video, Don Toliver, Bandits.
I look like a mummy. I'm getting this cash, it's Monday to Sunday. I guess you won't talk if it ain't about the money. My boys in the trap and they jump like a bunny. Got pounds and pills.
And we're back from the number 5 video. That was Don Toliver, Bandit.
Yeah.
Fire video, man.
I love it.
It's third week.
Yeah, big
Shout
time.
out, Don. That's good, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so when this video was first on the countdown, me and Drew had a little back and forth because, like, was Don Toliver a new or old artist? So, like, at this point, like, what do you think makes an artist no longer new anymore? Like, what do you think it takes? So, me and my friend was going back and forth. I was kind of like, I kind of said, like, after about 5 years and we don't have an album, like, you're washed.
5 years is crazy. I feel like a little
I
less
feel like
than that.
with 5 years in, we should be on the second and third album. At that point, you're not even on my artist list no more.
Well, then what do you count like for Cardi B? Because she didn't even drop.
She got
another
mad
album.
singles. She did a lot.
Okay.
But, like, has it been 5 years, though?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been since 2018. I was in college when she dropped that. So,
It's a certain superstardom that's needed.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's interesting. I mean, because you also have like your underground version of you as an artist and then your mainstream version. I think because we could know artists for a couple of years and 4 years into their career, they're now considered up for awards of best new artist. So I think like there's 2 debuts you have. You have your underground debut and you have your mainstream debut. So I think those are the 2 different versions of yourself. So you can technically be a new artist for like 7 years and
No, I don't think so.
you can.
Just
You
because
could be a
the
new
award
artist for
show
7
calls
years.
you a new artist, though, doesn't mean that you're really a new artist.
I mean, yes, technically no, because you've been making music forever, right? But if the world wasn't seeing your music for that long, and now you enter the mainstream, the world stage, you're entering the world as a new artist. You're entering the music industry as a new artist that play as a certain level of respect, right? They're not gonna look at you and say, you look at your 7 years of work. They're gonna look at the thing that's most popular of you, which is why I think you'd be considered a new artist. I do think after your first album, going into your second,
Just tuck my hands.
yeah, after your first album, going into your sophomore, like, and I mean like major studio album.
Yes, so just to lean on what Drew said, I was gonna say that your first album, after that, you're no longer considered a new artist. Your first studio album,
Okay.
whenever that drops, not an EP,
Not yet.
not some little thing you put together or whatever y'all want to call it.
Not your
nowadays.
mixtapes.
Your first studio album that you put out is after that you are no longer a new artist. That's what I believe. Because he also dissected this great because, you know, back in the days where we didn't have social media, you know, you would hear, there's a lot of people that would like be selling their CDs and this, that, and the third. You'll hear about it from like word of mouth, and they'll still be relatively new until they drop their first album, and that's when they're no longer considered a new artist. But now that we have social media, we're able to see artists when they're at like 100 followers or et cetera and things like that, and then follow the breakthrough, and we're able to say like, oh, I've been following him from day one, but like they'll get on XXL and then be a best new artist. But it's like, I've been knew about that guy. You know what I'm saying? So I would say the best way to put it would be after your first studio album. I think that makes the most sense.
Agreed. But what happens if they just drop singles, though? Do you still consider them like an old artist or a new artist?
I feel like if you're dropping singles for 5 years, you're washed.
No, I'm not talking about 5 years. You're washed, period, if 5 years comes. But I feel like the cutoff point could be like 3, 2.
I
5
feel
is
like
OD.
5 years, I need to be 1 album in on your second album.
By 2 years, I'm forgetting you. I feel like if I haven't heard from you, I'm definitely.
But
forgetting
you're the
about
one that brought up the point of Cardi B. It's like Cardi B for me has done a lot feature wise. Her album did like really, really well. Like she's at superstar mode to me. Like I'm not even really. She's not new to me. You know what I'm saying?
Superstar, for sure.
Right. So she's like out the question. But I'm talking about like, let's say for example, Ice Spice. We only got an EP right now.
Right.
She's no longer. I feel like after this year, she's not about to be a new artist to me no more.
Right.
I feel like she got about 3 more years. If we don't get no album, she's gonna be washed to me.
Yeah, and she was also nominated for Best New Artist a couple of times. So
You feel me? So it's just like
also
we
won,
need.
too. I don't remember.
I agree with you with the whole far as we need a studio album, but it should not take this long.
Yes, that is a whole different.
Wait, when did Munch drop? In 2020?
2022, yeah.
I wouldn't consider her a new artist anymore.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
I
That's
wouldn't.
what I said. I said like by the end of this year for sure. She's no longer a new artist.
But if we switch into like a wash topic, like I don't think there's a certain amount of time I need away from music for me to consider you washed, right? Like one of my favorite artists, Kendrick, he drops every couple of years. He takes that sabbatical.
Those are like superstars.
And that it is a super, it is a superstar. But I'm just saying, like for me, when I think about wash, I think about like you're putting out stuff and I do not like it. And you're and it's not a one-off. It's like, yo, bro, you just dropped that song, that was trash. You dropped that album, that was dirt. You dropped the next single, you dropped another feature, that feature was trash.
Between,
like that's
somebody
washed.
being dirt and washed.
No, but
real quick.
Get into
I'm
it.
interested. Who's washed you? You know this is coming.
You gonna say names?
You know this is coming.
A lot of people.
Give us two. Two of them.
Give us one.
Okay.
Keep it cute. Keep it cute.
Rowdy Rich is washed to me right now.
Why do you feel like he's washed?
What happened to him?
I don't think Roddy is washed. He's one of my favorite artists to this day. He made a masterpiece with that last
That was
album that
cool.
he dropped.
The last album?
We don't know. We don't know what's happening with him. Like we gotta remember, artists are humans. What if they're going through something?
Like
what if
I
they're
said,
going through a
he
spiritual journey?
We don't let
What
go.
is he?
Let's be real.
He's Mace. He becoming a preacher? Nah, I mean, no. Roddy's a tough one because like
He did an album. He did a studio album.
he did and it was really it's a great project, and sometimes it's hard to recapture that magic. You know,
Doesn't matter, bro. What you said? He keep dropping dirt after dirt. That's why I said at that point this shit not good no more.
but
I think Rowdy still drops good music. He's just washed.
Wash is such an OD word, Cole. You gotta be
Meaning,
careful.
like, no matter how much songs he put out, it's not gonna hit the same.
I think it's
what's
possible.
your expectation?
Yo, hold up. People
You feel me? That's what I look at. As
hold up though.
washed.
People were trying to say Glow didn't have it no more. And Glow is it. Like you can bounce back. Good music is always gonna translate. Like if you put out good stuff, is going to work.
I bet that's her problem. I think that's what she's saying though. She's saying like he's not putting out good music. That's like I guess that's
No, what I'm saying is like
you say it's not it. He's putting out trash at the trash.
yeah,
Right?
like it's just not hitting the same no more, bro.
So you saying there's no comeback?
I haven't seen one yet.
Is there any artist you could think of that like
Came back.
fell off a little bit and got it back?
Yeah, but it's
The Baby.
I'm saving that for
The baby.
Was the baby ever making trash music?
No,
Never.
but y'all counted him out.
Well, there was a time y'all was saying everything sounds the same.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's not untrue, but
But it
People
bought.
were saying that the baby sound the same. People were saying that they tired of his like animated actions and shit.
Who I'm waiting for to bounce back is Little
Get
Baby.
that.
Where you
How
at?
you tired of the animated actions, but not tired of 20 dudes deep in the video?
No.
Like come on, bro. Like
I'm actually gonna give you an example. You remember when the Migos first dropped their original, like the first time they dropped like solo projects? I didn't like Offset's. The last Offset, the first Offset solo album, I did not like. The last Offset album, hard. So I think you can like make music that's not that great.
Not said was mid, right?
Yeah, I think it was hard.
Someone that fell off. I'm being dead ass, but I'm also joking. I feel like Blueface. Like he went from Tatiana, then he was trash, then he went, and I'm a Barbie. Hipster,
But that's not his
my
song.
shit.
That's his. That's
But he wrote that for his girl. Like I mess with it.
Blueface
That Barbie's a
in
bop.
the like equation.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie. An unpopular opinion. I like Blueface. Like not, outside of his character, his songs be bopping. I be listening to it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Y'all don't
Who's
be.
washed to y'all? Since you want to call me out on wash. Yes, wash. They dropping. It's just not hitting the way it
Yo,
used to
Ed,
hit.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you know, honestly though, if I found something in you that I really liked and I liked in your music, I probably will always check you out. I probably always check out the new drop.
Yeah, you might not like it though. It might
Yeah, I
be
will.
washed.
I probably won't like it.
So,
I don't know. I wouldn't say he's washed because he just performed at the Super Bowl, but that last album wasn't it.
Who?
The project he just dropped.
who?
You didn't like Coming Home?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really jagging it for real, but I mean,
I was never really checking for Usher as is. So
you crazy.
I
bro.
guess.
I wouldn't say he's washed. I wasn't.
I wouldn't-
jagging
Usher
it.
can never be washed.
I
Let's be
also
real.
just feel
Could never
like
be.
I just feel like it's different levels to this shit, bro. Like we talking about Usher, Cardi B, Kendrick. Them niggas is here.
Yeah,
like,
but I feel like you have to be at a certain level to be considered washed, though.
you have
can't
to
just
have
be-
been somewhere to
That's
be
that's
considered
my point.
washed.
It's like you can't just be like coming out and putting out a project that was lit one
I'm
year
talking
last
about-
year, and then you know what I'm saying. So it's really hard to like really say somebody's washed without them actually being at that level. Like some people would think Wiz Khalifa's washed, but I mean, is he?
I agree. He is.
Nah, you're
Where
bugging.
you at?
You're bugging.
No, I think he
you don't
is.
think Wiz
But-
Khalifa
I don't,
washed?
because I think he understood that the power of his fan base, and he just created music that's niche for his like Taylor Gang or Die, like that little collective and his fan base. He just make music for them, and he chills and he
Chuck
vibes.
Taylor's was
You don't like. I also think that you don't always have to be at the top chart to be considered like being successful.
No,
like,
yeah. It's not
so
a
like
chart thing.
you're not washed because you don't have the same hits that you had before. You're maintaining a level of consistency. You making money. You continue to put out projects that your fan base like. You can continue to go on tours and sell out your venues, and you're good. That's not washed. That's just a different level. That's just like regression to the mean. That's not everybody's Drake who could be on the number one charts every year for 10 plus years. Like we can't think that everybody got to be Drake.
Facts. I agree. Another person that I know all y'all are gonna say she's washed. Drew already. You're gonna say she can't rap.
Why you put him? Nah,
Bro,
no,
wait till I say what
don't
I
put
say.
my name in there.
No, you gonna understand why I said it.
Go ahead.
Sweetie, Rich Tivities. That's a bop. She was washed before. I feel like.
See, but that's where I get the conflict because it's like Sweetie was never like
I see it.
musically up there to even be considered.
It's
washed.
for the girls that get it. It is.
I mean,
feel
my
like-
type was cool. She had a banger. for
And
sure.
Icy Girl, like a few.
Okay, she had a few tracks, but she was never stapled as like okay. She had it at a point to even consider her ever being.
I'm just
washed.
saying from a point y'all was asking who's washed and who's bouncing back, and I feel like she's experimenting with her
I
flow.
think we have to define what washed is for real. Like, what,
Yeah,
like,
you
what is
you gotta have a certain level. Like
Yeah.
I don't remember.
people gotta
For
look at
me,
you.
I ain't gonna lie. Sweetie's still climbing the ladder.
Yes.
If you ask me.
Okay.
She, Sweetie's still a new artist.
Type shit.
Never. Y'all won't.
Has she dropped a production studio album, Sweetie?
Well,
I don't think so.
I think she dropped the EP.
I'm about to go look. I'm about to go
That's what I'm
research. I'm about to
saying.
research.
Going back to what Eli
Because
said.
she's still experimenting with her sound.
But remember,
It's
Eli
fine.
was like how like you no longer new artist
She
when she
did.
dropped that studio project.
Yeah, okay.
She did not.
Nah, she did. She got
But
Okay.
High Maintenance 2018, Icy 2019, and that's
She dropped a
it.
couple albums.
And she got something called a pretty
yo,
pretty
stop
similar.
laughing at my
Well,
girl.
playlist
girl.
season one.
Chanel got me then. If that's the case, then
Settle that to say music is subjective, so
for sure.
we can all agree to disagree.
Yes.
And there's no right or wrong answer when it comes to this topic. I just wanted to pick y'all brains.
For sure. For sure.
See what y'all do.
She picked it all right.
But moving along to the number 4 video, Jay Critch, Kick It.
50 piece on me like McNuggets. He only hating cause his bitch love it. Better go get a pack and flip something. Better go get a chase and kick it. I was trying to go race to the digit.
And that was the number 4 video. Jay Critch would Kick It. I ain't gonna lie, my son Critch sneakily trying to get his way back
Let's
in.
go Brooklyn back on the map.
You feel me?
yeah.
Kick it is cool.
Much needed.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad to see the turnaround. But there's been something for the past couple of years that has been, I want to say trending, but more of like a statement within our community, very popular within the black community. Cancel culture. How do y'all feel about cancel culture, or what do you know about cancel culture overall?
Why we all looking at
I don't know why y'all looking at me. I mean, cancel culture is an interesting thing because it impacts different people differently, right? Like you need cancel culture affects you differently whether you have depending on your wealth status or like where you are rich or you're poor, right? If you have the resources, it impacts you differently depending on like what is your impact culturally in terms of like who is your fan base, who are your supporters. So like somebody who is essentially like a regular person who goes on the internet, says something outlandish, they can lose their job, they can lose their livelihood, right? People, and they can get effectively get canceled. Whereas somebody who is a celebrity who might say something very similar, will maybe like get a little backlash, you know what I'm saying? Get a little slap on the wrist, go away for a couple of months, put out a PR statement, and come back and right back and be back in the good graces of the public eye. Also depends on like the severity of the things you do. Like usually, things that are like violent, like sexual assault crimes, and you go to jail, you're cooked, right? But like if you say something potentially maybe like racist, people just send a PR statement. I've learned the error of my ways, and they come and they bounce back. So it really depends on who you are, where you are economically, where you are socially. So cancel culture isn't 100% real.
Yeah. That's without a doubt a fact. What y'all thinking of?
For me, I would say cancel culture is definitely real. I feel like cancel culture in itself is very, very complex. On one side, we have that we're holding people accountable. And I also want to ask you guys, like, I feel like in our generation, there's a sensitivity level. Like, we're very, very sensitive for obvious reasons, growing up in the digital era or whatever. But on the other side, I feel like we're being really unrealistic with some standards, and we're like holding celebrities to a standard of perfection that I feel like is very toxic. And I also feel like it's a modern day form of ostracism. I feel like just because somebody showed their darkness one time, we all have darkness within us, right? So I feel like if somebody did something bad one time, I don't feel like canceling is the best thing to do. Let these people learn from their mistakes. Obviously, I feel like there's some situations where, like homophobia, or maybe you're saying something disrespectful about religion. Like, obviously, those things is really, really serious. But, judging somebody that's like 13 years old, like going back, like how obsessive do you have to be realistically to go back to somebody's Twitter page and look all the way back years ago about something they said? Like, people are allowed to change. People are allowed to grow. And in general, I just feel like cancel culture is not productive for our community specifically. Like, even with the colorism arguments that we have, right? Like, the Erica Mena and Spice situation was very, very serious. I don't even want to talk on it, but I just wish from our community, instead of canceling each other, we taught each other things. Like this is a lesson, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to end you guys, because I actually researched this because I'm really, really interested. And this girl said, I would say it's easier to condemn people than ideas. If we stop treating talent synonymous with character, we would be a lot less disappointed. Her name is Ayeshat Akambi on Double Down News. She said a lot of things, and I feel like that is so true. Like, we hold people to standards, and I just feel like give people grace. We just talked about this last week. Give people grace. Let people grow. People have real lives. I'm sorry for that.
You're good. You're good. All good. Chloe, what's your take on cancel culture overall?
I agree with you. It just depends on how much money you got, how socially inclined you are, who your friends are. It really just depends on certain things.
For sure. Absolutely. I want to bring up two examples. One that we previously touched on in our previous segment, the baby. There was a period of time that you guys remember where he was going through the whole Danny Lay situation, and on the verge of being canceled, but is still allowed to progress within music and have trending songs on TikTok, and even had a BET Awards performance. I also want to bring up a time where Kevin Hart was asked to be the host for the 91st Academy Awards, and then days later dropped out because of a tweet that he posted over 10 years ago. Basically, I think he was fat shaming. Don't quote me on that. And basically had to drop out because of the backlash. And I bring him up to also point out the fact that he's still able to have crazy Netflix specials. Have box office movies right into like in 2024 and things of that nature. So my point in bringing these up is, are we looking at cancel culture as more of like a facade or like a, you know, just a momentary thing? Is this actually something that is you know, genuine from where it's supposed to be, like in a sense of like holding people accountable for their actions, or is it more just like a gimmick?
That's what I mean by like, you know, like
It's
where you at.
subjective, yeah.
Where it depends on who you are, right? If you want to go into, let's go even bigger, right? H&M had the racist shirt, right? We supposedly boycotted. People still rocking H&M. Balenciaga had the issue where we talked about like images and children and having these teddy bears that had like these harnesses on it, right? All the celebrities were jacking. Like, nah, we not rocking with Balenci. Man, go on to people's gallery right now and check their fits.
Facts.
They still rocking Balenci, right? So it's all about like who you actually are, the amount of money you have, the pull you have, right? Like a lot of times it's like it is the outrage in the moment because, you know, negativity is like really can be very loud, especially in social media, and they create this like rage, this rage moment where like companies need to in the moment then respond to.
Yeah.
So that's the cancellation, right? But if you are a celebrity, you have the pull, you have the leverage, you have the connections, you have the money to be able to bounce back. So what? So Kevin Hart couldn't host the Oscars that year. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go back, drop a special. Over time, you'll forget and hopefully forgive, right? And also a lot of times about like how the person handles it. I think with the baby, if he had came out and apologized for the comments he said on stage, I think that's the real big thing that got him canceled. On top of the Danny Day thing, if he came out and just apologized that on stage right away instead of doubling down, he probably wouldn't even have to. He probably wouldn't have gone through it. So it's just if you have the right PR team, right, going back to the money and resources, you'll be able to bounce back. But if you're a regular person that does it, right, you don't have the same power. You don't have the same money. You don't have the same connection. So like cancellation is much more real for you than it is for celebrities. And then I wanted to go back to a point Chanel made about like holding celebrities to a standard, because celebrities are now like our role models and icons, but it didn't have to be. Right? Like back in the day, we had like actual like role models. Like you had Martin Luther King. Right, you had like no funny. You had Malcolm X. Like we had people who weren't celebrities that were actually heroes.
Yeah,
and then we had celebrities. Right, so like we now have this idea where celebrities need to be all encompassing of like all our values, all our ideals, and if they aren't like aligned with us 100%, then they have to be wrong
for sure.
Right, and they're gonna be wrong. A lot of celebrities be wilding and bugging out, and some of the things they aren't doing isn't okay. But you know they also are human.
Absolutely.
And let's not forget the baby was canceled again at that concert that he did when he said that homophobic remark. So I think just with us picking and choosing, like Drew said, I feel like we hold these people to a standard and we get upset when they don't align with how we feel or certain values. And I feel like that's just wrong in general.
I feel like as far as canceling a brand, it's pretty kind of hard to like cancel out like everybody purchasing this certain thing, because it's like, you know, like I don't know, shopping is just like the fashion industry is different overall from the celebrities, right? As far as the celebrities go, I feel like you said, like comparing the baby and Kevin Hart is just like kind of hard to me in a sense, because the baby was canceled, but his music was still good. Gunna was canceled, but his music was still good. So are they really canceled? You know what I'm saying? In the music industry, it's kind of hard to cancel somebody if their music is really good.
Right.
So I feel like you could try to cancel somebody in the music industry, but if the music is good, it's gonna overpower all of that. As far as somebody like Kevin Hart, and just like even like Tiffany Haddish and all those people like that, I feel like that's more of where it gets political and like the money and the pull that you have, because now it's like certain rooms, certain people, certain resources, certain, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I feel like that gets tricky, and like of course we don't know like what's going on in those rooms, but I'm pretty sure something's happening behind closed doors to like, even like you said, Kevin Hart had to back out because somebody asked him to back out. Thanks. Whereas I feel like if it was up to him, he wouldn't have backed out. For sure. Backlash ain't never stopped nobody. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. So my problem with it is more so just like what I see and what I witnessed, that how it affects the black community. Because if we point out somebody like Donald Trump, you don't have to scroll back 10 years. You could go on his page or look at something he did last week and he should be canceled.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's my problem.
That goes back to the pulling the research.
No, absolutely,
Pulling
absolutely. But that's just my problem with the whole cancel culture idea.
But the truth is, there are groups of like white like anchors and celebrities who do say these wild outlandish things,
Right.
And the left wing, right, the liberal side, right, cancels them, says I'm not rocking with you. And you know what they do? They just go to the side of people who agree with them. The reality is, like, a lot of us live in bubbles. And we think that our sphere, our world, and our viewpoint is what everybody thinks. Now, actually, you live in New York, and there's people out there in Alabama that think something completely different than what you believe in. You know what I could do? I can now say, oh, you don't rock with me? I'm going to market to said person, right? Like, I don't need you to buy my sneaker if I can get these other people to buy my sneaker, right? So, like, a lot of these people pivot and turn, right? If you realistically think about, like, which celebrities have actually been successfully canceled, it's very few who actually were like, you did XYZ, we're not rocking with you, and you're no longer allowed to make money. It's very few.
We talked about it last week, Chris Brown.
He wasn't successfully canceled. That's a good one.
Yeah, he is because he's blacklisted.
He's not, but he
can't go to certain places, bro.
I think being blacklisted and being canceled is different, right? He's still allowed to make money. Other musicians still work with him, right? Like he's still doing things.
You can be canceled and still doing things.
My point is, like, how are you successfully canceled? When you're actually canceled,
I think it's to what extent that he could have been doing. He could have been. There's a limit, and that's right. Blacklisting, right? If you actually were canceled, would Chloe Bailey do a song with you? Right. That's another one. Like, if you actually, people were like, this
goes back to what I said about, like, the music is good. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to cancel someone if the music's good. But yes, Chris Brown hasn't been making money in other places besides music. When before he used to make money in everything. You know what I'm saying?
No, yes, and I'm saying my point to you is, like, when you're talking about an actual full cancellation, you're talking about, like, people don't want you in their spaces, like, at all, and there's no space for you.
Thing to be.
So this brings me to my point.
There's only been a few people that's actually happened.
This brings me to the point of just asking, like, the gimmick part about it. Like, is it a gimmick? Because, like, if you're canceling somebody, it's to the full extent. So I agree with Drew on that point. Like, there are only a select few artists that we actually, to the full extent, just was like, all right, we're not jacking them no more. We could think about R. Kelly. We could think about I'm gonna leave it there. But you get the point.
When you do really, really crazy things, that's when it
stands.
Are we
canceling Diddy?
Absolutely.
That's a whole other topic. That's a whole other topic. That's
I'm sure.
What I'm saying is just like, I just feel like it's levels of canceling.
I want to say something.
I don't agree with that. I feel like once somebody is like, that's the problem. It's like, if I'm canceling somebody, there's no in between. It's either you're done with
you, so you ever cancel somebody and then go and listen to their song?
No. Me personally, no. If I don't rock with them, I don't rock with them. I feel like that's the problem. Like, we do things because it's trendy. We'll follow a wave. The cancel culture is trendy to a lot of people. And this brings me to another part. Where we have outlets like the Shade Room, the Neighborhood Talk, who sometimes fuel the ammunition of, like, cancel culture. They'll highlight severe moments within the, trendy moments that lead to, like, celebrity cancellation and things of that nature. How do you feel like the Shade Room or the Neighborhood Talk or outlets as such impact cancel culture?
I think the Shade Room is only responding to what it sees we respond to. So if at the end of the day, Shade Room is just reporting on cultural news. Now, if you responded more to positive stuff, they would find more stuff to be positive about. But the things that we like and comment are the negativity. So, like, at the end of the day, like, they're a business. You like it when it's bad. I bet I'm gonna pump and feed it to you, right? That's just how our phones work.
They're doing their job.
They're doing their job, and like, until we decide,
keep a certain engagement and shit.
Yes.
Like, it's also like, whatever y'all like, I'm gonna eat it up every time.
Yeah. I just want to say 2 points. The first one is I have a question for you guys, because building off your point with the Shade Room, I feel like with materialism, it's a whole different thing. Like, with brands like Balenciaga, why do you guys think that we have the mindset to cancel these brands that we know mess with children, that don't mess with our community, but we still wear it? And I'm guilty of it too. Some of us are. But, like, why as a community, we can't let go of this materialism thing. Gucci, Balenciaga, we know how they feel.
It's celebrities, going back to what you said earlier, celebrities idolize those brands.
But does that mean you have to idolize it?
But
it's been a status.
They idolize the celebrity, so they're idolizing everything the celebrity does.
It's been a status quo since for a while. I'm gonna just say that, like, having a BMW, having Balenciaga, having them things.
That's setting our people behind. We're doing
Right.
a lot
No,
of things
for sure.
we're living above our budget.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking you guys, how do we reset that mindset? And I know the voice of reason is thinking. I'm waiting on you to answer.
Honestly, what I'm thinking is that, like, your question is too complex of a topic to discuss in this setting and the time frame that we have. I do think it comes down to status symbols. I do think it comes down to capitalism and the way things are marketed. Like, a lot of those companies, fashion companies, are owned by big conglomerates, meaning that, like, so many fashion houses are actually owned by one big company, right? Like, the same company that owns H&M owns Zara. The same company that owns Balenciaga owns Gucci, right? It's like these big three, like, fashion, like, I don't know, engines that are pushing things out, right? So it's very hard to escape like these as like markets. Like I said, like like Kobe said, celebrities are our heroes right now. And when your hero's wearing something, a lot of times you want to wear it too. And like Eli said, it's a status symbol, right? If I got this drip on, this girl gonna look at me this way. If I got this fit on, they gonna look at me like this. I need this chain, I need whatever, right? Because it's we live in an age of social media where our image is more important than reality. So until we figure out, and that's for every group of person, that's for any person in this world right now, your image is more important than like who you are in real life. So until we figure that out, it's gonna be hard to break away from these brands.
Excellent answer. And I think the one thing we could take away from cancel culture in general, our parents told us that our social footprint would follow us forever. So be careful what you put on the internet for all kids, for everybody. Be careful because somebody is watching, and if they're not watching, if you mess up, they are going to watch you. So
absolutely. But let's get into a little more humbling vibe. This video showcases that some things really ain't that important, and just live life the way you want it. The number 3 video of the week, 2K Baby with I Do.
Feel like you walking on shells, I do. Feel like you trapped in the shell, I do. Feel like you got no one else, I do. Feel like you out by yourself.
And that was 2K Baby, I Do. Now we're going to get into a little bit of my segment. We're going to touch on cultural impact versus success. Okay. So the first question is, what artists or songs have made a significant influence on a genre without necessarily dominating the charts?
First thing I think of is...
Artist or song?
It could be either or.
First thing I think of is Chief Keef. Like, if you think, like, realistically...
Impact, for sure.
The cultural impact is so felt.
Even 10 years plus.
Like, this whole drill wave...
That was a great one.
This whole drill wave does not exist without Chief. Even though he hasn't had, like, the chart success. Like, he's never had, like, a #1 on Billboard. Situations like that. But, like, this whole era from Chicago, to the Chicago drill... to Brooklyn drill, to UK drill, all these versions of drill. Now they got different drills in Asia and all that, right? Like, that whole wave starts with Chief Keef. Without him, man, I don't know what hip hop sounds like right now.
Or drill, what it would be. But.
Well, that's good that you said Chief Keef. My person was gonna be Playboy Cardi.
I'm not mad at that.
I feel like he is like, he's impactful definitely to like the youth nowadays, and like, his sound is just very, like, transcended so many other sounds. Mm-hmm. And, like, we have so many, like, mini Playboy Cardis out here. So it's just, like, for like, a couple of years now. I wouldn't say, like, I don't know who came out first, Uzi or Playboy Cardi, but they go in the same pocket, if you ask me.
But Uzi's had the chart success, the commercial success.
Okay, so I don't think Playboy Cardi had the chart success.
Okay. For me, I'm gonna go a little bit more like underground. Well, I have 3. My first thing is a group called Griselda. Mm-hmm. And I think about them from a standpoint of like having a cult fan base. Yeah. Once you're able to establish a cult fan base, you will always be relevant. You'll always be able to sell. You'll always be able to tour, which is the main way that artists monetize. I also think about people like Tusi. From my knowledge, I don't know if he's ever had a Billboard charting song.
Favorite song.
Okay,
just last year.
That's true. You're right. But in terms of like just like from what I said.
Sapiosexual, when he was hot and shit, he didn't hit the
Right,
charts.
right. So he was
My
always
favorite song that happened.
favorite song was
last year.
for a fact. It was definitely. But just from that standpoint of him, just like being able to always headline and having that fan base that is dedicated to him no matter what. And I also think about Brent Fires. Just from a standpoint of like having great albums top to bottom. I don't think he's ever had a Billboard chart, but he's able to have LeBron James in attendance.
I think the only one
feel me?
is with Drake. The only thing he did, the only thing that charted was with Drake.
Right.
But I don't think like him as a solo act
Right,
has,
with a solo. That's my point.
Okay, so Brent Fires, I'm gonna argue a little bit because I heard that Brent Fires is indie. And do you feel like he's not getting certain opportunities because he's indie?
No, I think once you
I think like you have to be signed to get certain opportunities.
Do you feel like Brent and Lucky Day is in the same category?
Brent and Lucky Day in the same
Musically?
category.
Musically,
yeah.
Yes.
Musically,
That's what I'm
yes.
saying, musically.
But
So
in
if
terms
he's
of
in-
overall fan
Lucky
bases, Brent got
signed.
it.
yes.
Lucky signed. Brent has a bigger fan base, but
Yes.
Brent is not
That's-
signed. So
that's-
he's not
that's
gonna
my
get-
point, yeah.
He's not going to get certain opportunities.
There is a certain. I agree because there's a certain push that you get. Right, as of like getting
Just
placed,
like-
the
yeah.
placement on
For sure.
music, on Apple Music, or Spotify.
No, absolutely.
I think that's so important in pushing you to have that chart success. I like the Griselda pick because that's a great one where like somebody's breaking through the noise where like hip hop sounds like one thing and they're bringing back a sound that hasn't
Absolutely, the
been-
nostalgic hip hop.
Yes, that hasn't been like
That's still relevant
successful in
today.
a while, and it's still living. And
Yes.
and being able to build that cult fan base. That's what I was talking about in the last episode with like Wiz Khalifa, right? The idea like you don't have to be top chart to be successful in music, right? You can be a smaller act who is able to fill up a small
Absolutely.
room and continue to build that merch
tour
and-
city to
and
city.
good.
I have one more. I feel like Juice WRLD. I feel like Juice
Rest in
WRLD
peace to
was
him.
mad impactful. I feel like he didn't really hit the charts as much as I thought he was gonna.
Was Juice signed?
Yeah, I think so. He was definitely with
Juice WRLD was somebody I thought about. I was thinking about like my little brother and like that. They love Juice.
Yeah, it was like he had diehard like fans.
Yeah, he
and
did.
shit. And XX too. Like they had like diehard
They do.
like fans.
For a
But I
fact.
think X hit the charts.
So check this out. I'm gonna give you two different ones.
Wait, can I give mine first? Because y'all just giving out
Oh, my bad.
Can I give mine first? I got a few. Lupe Fiasco, Rico Nasty, Joey Badass, and Fab. Now with Fab,
Fab?
yeah, with Fab, I know that he's charted before, but he's definitely influential on hip hop. I feel like.
So then he doesn't count
Yeah.
for this.
No, but
Fab
I'm
is
just saying he is
charted.
influential and he's underrated right now.
I don't agree with that.
Fab is not underrated.
To me, he is because he's not getting the recognition that he deserves as a rapper.
Right.
Maybe I worded it differently, but he's so influential that I don't feel like he's getting the attention that he deserves.
I mean, he's
I feel like he don't do
a New
enough.
York staple.
Yeah, to us, like we just said, but to other people, you know what I'm saying?
He don't do enough to be like worldwide. If you ask me,
Okay, I mean,
like what he gonna keep freestyling? Like he got to do more
I think
to be like worldwide.
But
I'ma
even
stay out of that
the
one.
things that he dropped.
But I think
everybody-
I think it's important
Oh,
to
he got
remember
good
like
songs, bro.
you Fab's prime, he hit the chart, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. We talked about like the next phase in your career where you are speaking to your fan base.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't think Fab is trying to be
There's nothing to prove
there's
anymore.
There's nothing for him to prove left.
That's my. That's
Okay,
so he's not
excellent that you
competing
guys
with
agree
me.
with that.
He did what he did, and his legacy is his legacy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you one that I think is interesting. A lot of time we talk about chart, we talk about Billboard, but what about somebody like YoungBoy who like
Dominates
shit.
the YouTube
dominates
charts.
like
Type
YouTube charts,
shit.
right? Like, and it's not necessarily a thing. That's the person who has massive cultural impact
Right.
with the youth.
YoungBoy is the perfect example for this.
I'm gonna give you somebody as an older artist who's never had a #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. Who I think, I think one album has charted like twice. Charted on like #2, Missy Elliott. Like,
I don't make that.
Nah, she's way too influential to say that.
no.
And she
The
has
point
charted.
was that somebody, when you think about Missy, when you assume that she has a #1 hit, you would assume that,
Right.
but she doesn't, right? And I mean, I think she's charted in other ways, but I think we think about how influential she is to music and what she means to us as culturally speaking, but it hasn't necessarily translated in the same way that in reality to like what a #1 hit is, right? Like you would think "Work It" is a #1 hit, and it's not.
So what is this? So what we saying all is to say what? Like, how do y'all feel about this?
I'm not gonna lie though, Missy Elliott not having a number one is crazy.
Yeah,
that is
a
mad
little
crazy.
wild,
I'm not gonna lie.
But that's I think that makes her a perfect example of an artist who was made massive cultural impact, who one of the greatest MCs to ever to live, not getting that level of thing.
Love your answer. The next question and the last question I have for you guys are: what are the standards now to be impactful? And for advice to up and coming artists, right? How can an artist go about building a legacy that's beyond chart achievements and streaming numbers?
Okay.
And what are you guys looking for when you say an artist is impactful or they're influential?
First and foremost, in 2024, artists have to understand that marketing is essential. Knowing how to release your music, coming up with strategies to release your music. If you notice, Drake, every time he's about to drop something, it's a new haircut. It's a new something. So it's a new
King
twist.
of marketing, for real.
You feel me? Marketing is it. You have to learn how to brand yourself. You know what I'm saying? That is the number one thing. And also, something I've been saying, talent triumphs all. Being able to perfect your craft. Something that Drew said on the previous episode with the Kendrick, Cole, and Drake, that they spend these times within working in the college circuits, understanding like, I can't rap like this, I need to rap like that to capture the audience and be able to establish a fan base is essential. You know, you can't depend on viral moments all the time. Shout out to the people that do get viral moments, but you know, you have to learn how to. All right, what's the next step? How do I elevate my success? So
go
I think
off A&R, go off.
Yeah, you gotta really just understand like, all right, I'm here. What can I do next to elevate my career? And I feel like a lot of people don't spend the time to just sit back and analyze like, how can I keep this going for a long time? Sometimes it's just like comes down to the people around you. Sometimes you gotta really see like, all right, maybe this person may not be good or beneficial for me to progress. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of key things that
That's
I feel
funny
like
you brought up the viral moment thing, because that was another question. Does a viral moment for artists mean they're influential? Which is obviously no, but actually I think it depends.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So I'm also gonna answer that too,
on the
because
artist.
at the end of the day, right, you get a viral moment. Some people get record deals off of the viral moment, and them posting a little video of them signing that deal in the label office is influential to people, especially to their peers. Like, damn, he was able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Is it good? Is it something that can be there for the long haul? That's a whole different topic. But in a way, it can be looked at as influential, I feel like.
I disagree.
I disagree too. Like, people would say that Bobby Shmurda is influential. To me, he had a viral moment.
He was able to make it out the hood.
He had a
That's
viral
not
because he had a
influence. That's
viral
not
moment,
influence,
just
though.
like you said.
How is that not influence? If I'm a product of my environment and I'm able to,
It's inspiring.
Just like any other rapper.
and
It's
that influenced me to
It's
do
not-
better.
It's not influential though.
Nah,
It's inspiring.
I completely disagree.
Influential was when Kanye said, "I don't like V-necks," and people started burning V-necks on Twitter. Like that's like
There's levels of that, though.
I got you. Like I think it's like I said, it's inspiring and that's cool. Influential is like being able to influence something and change the way things are happening. I think Bobby's influential because I think this Brooklyn wave, it started by Bobby.
But so a viral moment, right? If you're able to do something that nobody else has seen before and able to change the way, all right, like me signing a regular a contract, a 360 or whatever the case is, and I'm able to get my situation different because of a viral moment that I had. But my thing is that hasn't been done before though. That creates a new lane, a new wave of people saying, hey, maybe I could do it that way too. How is that not influential? That starts a whole new movement for people that
because
can captivate off that moment.
To be influential, you have to be. There have to be a wave of people doing the exact same thing.
And there's a bunch of people getting viral moments off of
But I also just
of
feel like
clips and
just
little
But that's
segments.
not. But you would have to be influential doing the same exact thing, right? Like
There's a bunch of people who do that though.
You would have
let
seen
me-
like 40
I would feel
videos
like
of
those
people
people
doing
throwing
that.
his hips is influential.
Yes,
Like,
I think he's
literally.
influential because of like the way he started for Brooklyn, right? As the sound he
Okay,
had.
maybe not Bobby
I think
Shmurda.
I think that's what it is.
I think Bobby's
But
like you said, sound.
but it's the sound that makes him
Not the
influential.
viral
Okay.
moment.
I don't think it's the viral moment
Fair,
because
fair.
viral moments are random as
Right.
hell. Like you can't you can't copy and paste it. When I think about influential, I think cultural impact, I think about like making something that lasts in hip hop and changing directions. Right? We're thinking about this is what I mean by culture. Like when you think about Missy Elliott, we talk about culturally. We think about her music videos. Like, what does that mean to us? When I think about influential, I think
Busta Rhymes with the Fish Islands.
yes, and like people following that wave. I think about Kanye producing the Blueprint and doing the soul beats, and people coming to him and saying, "I want to rap on stuff like this too." Right? I'm thinking about 808s and Heartbreaks, making a dark sound. I think about what Travis Scott added to hip hop and making a darker, even darker and grittier sound. Like actually changing and creating waves. If you want to be influential, right? You have to create a new lane, a new wave that people then follow behind.
Yeah,
a viral
moment. Just because. But my thing is, with a viral moment, it can create, even though if you're not doing it exactly the same, you still are able to get a viral moment off a different source or whatever the case is, and still be able to influence and change your predicament.
But my point to you is a lot of viral moments are random and not intentional.
Okay.
So like, if you when you talk about influence,
there might not be a strategy behind it.
But that's my point. When you're talking about something being influential, you have to be like, oh, I want to do this like that.
So it has to have a strategy. There
has to be intentionality behind influence.
All right. If you break it down like that, then I understand. But I feel like somebody having a viral moment, for instance, Shiggy, him having that viral moment inspired so many young comedians to want to do it that same way. They may have not done it exactly the way of come out with a dance and come out in a Drake video, but they were able to come out and inspire themselves to be, you know what I'm saying?
What does a viral moment? Not like can. So like,
see, like
but it has happened.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my point.
I feel like that's even a bad example too, because like Shiggy, yeah, he had a viral moment, but it's not like everybody was like, yeah, I'm about to just dance in somebody's music video.
But he still opened the realm for viral moments to change people's lives.
There was viral moments before that.
That's what I mean. There was viral moments before
what are you
Shiggy.
talking about?
No, I use them as an example. I'm just using it. I'm not saying that he was the first to do it. I'm just saying that a viral moment as such can influence others to be like, I can do this too.
Is Ice Spice influential?
Is Ice Spice influential?
That remains to be seen.
Yeah.
It's too early to tell.
It's too early to tell.
Yeah. But just saying, a viral moment. She had her viral moment with March,
Right.
and she's not influential yet.
I mean, when we talking viral moment, I'm not even thinking song. I'm just thinking of literally moment, like something that happened in the video, something
that was trending at the time.
Dance moves, maybe like
all
a
over.
meme, like like it really just like I'm not thinking song, because a viral song is like hit or miss. We get one every year,
Right.
type shit.
For sure.
I loved everybody's answer, but now we're gonna get into Michi Go Crazy, Missing Your Love.
Rather let you know before I let it go and go our separate ways. Maybe things could change. And now I'm sitting here waiting for you to tell me yes. I can't lie, girl, I must confess. I've been missing your love, but I don't wanna do too much. Oh, baby,
And that was the number 2 video of the week. Michi So Crazy with Missing Your Love. How y'all was feeling about that one?
I like it.
Come on, man. You know I like the little R&B.
Yeah. Ooh. I like that. You feel me? Second week on the list. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to do a little game. I like this game. I ain't like. Shout out to Cody. She did a thing with this one, you feel me? Mm-hmm. But we're gonna do a bug and a banger this week. I got a good 3 for y'all. And y'all just gonna basically tell me if it's bugging, meaning like you're not rocking with it, or if it's a banger, meaning y'all are rocking with whatever they're saying or doing, whatever the case is. So 41 was basically saying like Ice Spice copied the style, the flow of their song Bent on her fart song. Is he bugging or is it a banger? What y'all think?
Personally, I'm gonna say.
That's a banger. That's a banger. Off rip, I heard it. Banger.
But no, go ahead. What you saying?
I think a lot of drill sounds the same. Mm-hmm. I think.
Don't be one of those.
I do think a lot of we gonna cap that a lot of drill don't sound the same.
That's OD though.
I would say what I'm gonna say is bugging how they handle the situation. I think you move tact. I think you move in silence. I think you don't need to. You need to say it out loud and draw negative attention to your stardom, right? Like Ice Spice is the bigger star, and I think there's ways to like reach out, connect, try to work together more than care about like saying like, oh, somebody jacked my style, right? And question, would people say it if they did it? Like, is it noticeable?
What's the ideal situation
not
for you though?
noticeable.
If he reached out to her, like, what do you think she's gonna say? I don't think she's gonna take kindly
I
to it.
don't think Ice Spice give a fuck. Let's just start there. Like,
He said that she unfollowed.
Yeah, she don't care. I feel like Ice Spice is at a space where like I feel like she then supported. I feel like a lot of like drill people early on in her career, and I think she's kind of just like bit the bullet as far as like niggas wasn't fucking on her back then, so she's not looking back. 4-1, I feel like wasn't a part of those people that she was fucking with back then because they are pretty new. So I don't think they need to feel the wrath of what she feels like with the other niggas. But I definitely feel like, I feel like she's at a space where like, yeah, she don't gotta look back. You feel me? And I feel like that was something that they could have just like, held down and just.
So is he bugging or is
So you agree with me? They should have handled it differently.
No, I agree. I agree. They should have definitely handled it differently. But in watching the academic shit, they didn't bring it up. The people in the back brought it up.
So
You know
is
what
it
I'm
a bugging or a banger for you?
No, it's a banger as far as like she definitely took it. But yeah, I don't think she's like hiding the fact she took it either. Like he said, she unfollowed him. And for me, I don't think it's like a top secret. Like,
But like, where's the maturity in that situation? Like, I know you said she's a star, but like, you cannot deny the similarities in those songs. So like, instead of unfollowing him, wouldn't the expectation for her would be to apologize or offer a feature, something?
nah, she's not doing that. And Spice is up there. Like, I feel like her, like, I feel like more so is, I don't know. Because again, like, she's so locked in with Riot, I feel like it would have been cooler if, like, the producers connected or something.
Yeah, I think
you know what I'm saying?
there's
Like,
definitely ways you can move that can bridge that connection. But I think when you say, if you hear somebody say, "Yo, you stole my flow," like, ha ha ha, like, what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to.
yeah, I'm not gonna undrop my song.
Yeah.
So wait, Drew, is it a bug and a banger for you?
What? Did they sound the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a banger. Like I said, a lot of drill songs sound the same. What are we talking about?
I have to agree. I think it is a banger as well. I definitely hear the similarities within both songs, and I do agree with Drew. I think a lot of this, the drill is repetitive. There's a lot of things. Listen, the Oprah rap, I like to call it that, y'all. The Oprah rappers over here making them rolling them eyes and all that, but I definitely feel like it is a fact. But moving on to our second buggin' or banger. Jay Valentine and Tank recently stated that Fab is the greatest R&B and rap collaborator of all time. Buggin' or banger.
Baganga.
So, like, I feel like Ja Rule.
Okay.
But,
Nah, I'm not doing job.
Okay.
But is he in a rap?
I feel like Ja Rule's rap. Ja Rule not rap?
No, he is. Ja Rule is rap.
Ja Rule rap.
But I think a lot of his collabs are with one person.
If we're talking lyrically, definitely Fab. Ja Rule on flow for me.
All right.
So I'm like 50-50.
It's J. Cole. It's J. Cole.
Nah, I think.
Hear me out.
I'm not gonna lie. I
Hear me
think
out.
Fab is over that.
Hear me out. Power Trip, Miguel.
Okay.
Pretty Little Fears, J. Cole and Black. Yeah, y'all want me to keep going?
Yeah, I do because it's not.
We're talking about a time
Planes.
in hip hop where
Planes.
that was it.
That's
But
my
it's not
song.
just a time. It's like it is throughout this man's career.
Okay, I mean that is
Quickest Smiles,
fine.
TLC. What we talking about?
Highly disagree, but
What we
I get it.
talking about?
It's all good. It's all
Yo,
good.
we got
Come through and chill.
Yo, we got started up. We got Shorty as a 10. We
All
got
I want
all
is
that.
you.
We got Say I.
Make me better.
She got her own. Dip it
She
low.
wildin'.
Say it-
Forever.
you said say-
Addiction.
Trade it all.
There's no argument.
Jagged Edge.
Actually, it's a
It's-
banger.
it's-
He is. He is.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
So
I'm gonna
into
say-
you. Oh my God.
I don't know.
So into word.
I don't know.
But
know.
I'm definitely gonna say it's a banger for sure.
I don't know.
J. Cole is good at a lot of things, but I don't think that's like top of his thing.
What are we
Yeah,
talking?
not
First
at
of all,
all.
J. Cole is one of the best feature artists. Period.
Okay, that's different.
Okay.
And
what we talking about?
Without say the amount of R&B artists that he's worked with,
Okay.
I think he is the fact that y'all dismissing it like as if like that's not like it's not
No,
a thing
what
is
we're
crazy.
saying is J. Cole is good at mad shit. But I just
You want to talk about bars?
put him at the top.
Of course, he got better bars, Drew. But we're talking about a period of time where R&B was at the
It's
forefront.
just like a
though.
certain.
So it's really impossible to even like put that in the same tier because if at that certain time that it was all over the place.
Okay,
like, that was,
so
it
what?
was at the most dominant.
So
place of all
what?
time.
And now hip hop is the most dominant. So now I'm collabing
Absolutely.
with R&B still. So
Absolutely,
it's
but
still the same thing.
But
For
it's
me,
not.
it's just a certain swag that Fab has that J. Cole just don't have.
You're right.
Yeah.
He got a different swag and he got a different
like,
flow
I'm not
and
saying, like-
flows differently on different songs.
Are we talking about time though too? When it comes to that, like who's been rapping longer?
No. Just
about-
like our opinion,
More
just
so
based on
just
like who's the best.
opinion, good
you know?
songs,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's for me, like you said,
And
the vibe that Fab gives when
Shea
he's on
Butter
a feature. Please,
Mm.
it is Fab.
It's not even
It
like
is.
the same. I'm sorry, I don't even understand that. But that's the weird take.
Like
to me.
I said,
It's not a
vibe
weird
that
take.
he
Why?
gives.
Why I can't think J. Cole?
You
is,
can.
so
You can.
why is it a
I
weird
didn't
take?
expect it. I didn't expect
Why
it.
is it? You want me to just say Fab because y'all said Fab?
Did you like?
No,
his-
hell no. I just didn't think him would
two
be.
R&B artists also said Fab. So, I mean,
That's good for them.
they didn't work.
They
with
also
a
said
lot
J.
of-
Cole and they was like, "Wow, that's a good one." And they paused. Watch that video.
That's a good one.
That's a
but
good one. They was
said
like,
Fab.
they was
He
like,
might be
wait.
second coming. He might be second coming. Yeah.
I don't even think he's like.
I don't even.
So who's second?
Well, realistically,
John, I give it to John.
All right.
No.
After Ashanti,
No.
what's how many other collabs that are big? Is Ashanti? There's a J Lo song. Is a bunch of Ashanti songs, one J Lo song, and then what else?
Ashanti.
I feel like
J-Lo.
it was just a wave of Ja Rule, but it means
That also.
But look, it all just depends on how we ranking them, right?
I
Are
got
we
you.
ranking on levels of like how great the song is, how impactful the song was, how lyrically it was? I mean, like it could go so many different ways. depending
I
on
agree with you though.
how
I think
we're
it's a
rating
certain
it.
swag. Like for me, it's not just about the bars. It's about the way you flow on it.
Like an R&B song is just like a certain vibe.
Yeah.
It's supposed to feel.
I think that's
you know
what it
I'm
really
saying?
is for
Like,
me.
I
like that.
what I would say about Cole is he's been on different R&B songs and sounded differently and have matched the tone of what that R&B song needed from you, right? We got collabs with Beyonce.
But it's also
We
like
got
a certain expectation we're looking for from J. Cole.
What? He was, but I'm saying he's been doing this before he was where he's at right now. He's been doing this at the start of his career. We've been doing this mad old songs, like off Miguel's first album. He was
Not
doing
for
this
sure,
with.
but like I just feel like in collaborating with J. Cole, I'm like you said, I'm expecting him to match a certain energy that I'm bringing. You know what I'm saying?
And I would say
as far as where Fab is more of a, I'm looking for a certain swag from him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said it depends on how you're rating it. Like
I think that's what it is.
But and I think that for me, from the creativity level of J. Cole and what he's doing on different, like he's not coming with the same approach. Where like love Fab and what he does. Like you're right, you get Fab for that particular swagger and that particular sound, and he's gonna come. He's gonna do that. He's gonna do that excellent, and he's one of the best R&B collaborators. But I just like the fact that J. Cole's able to become this like chameleon on different songs.
no, for sure.
Okay,
J.
that's
Cole
cool.
got that.
So basically, to again on our third Buggin' or Banger, D-Thang recently posted a DM that he received from Didi Osama, basically stating that Didi Osama wanted to collab with him, and D-Thang posted it and said like, "Oh, these drill dudes be cap. He bugging or banger?
Banger.
Why?
Banger. Stand on business, bro. I just feel like stand on business, bro. Like I feel like he's not wrong for posting those DMs. I feel like if it really did happen, because people are saying that it was Photoshop. People saying it's Photoshop. If it really did happen, I just feel like him, Didi Osama, as like all his friends that lost people, everybody rooting for him and things like that. He lost people in the process. Like I wouldn't even like you shouldn't even feel comfortable fucking working with D-Thang. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, how deep is their beef? Like, was there any disrespect involved or like anything?
Yeah,
like
like they lost friends type shit.
Oh yeah, no.
So it's just like for me, it's just like that's kind of what D-Thang's saying as far as like you capping. As far as like if you really like are standing behind your brother and this, that, and that, you shouldn't even want to work with me, regardless to my circumstances.
But isn't he trying to close that gap then? Like he's trying to be the mature person and he's trying to like make them like a brother, like not a brotherhood, I wouldn't say, but like, you know, making a positive thing now. If I lost a brother and you lost a brother, we're not gonna keep losing brothers. So can we like move on? Like that's what I'm saying. So actually, I'm thinking it might be a bugging because I feel like because you lost brothers, like standing on business wasn't really that important. I feel like because now he's about to spin the block and do another brother. So like I don't understand the
just came home. It just looks clout chasing. I feel like when I come home, you know I just came home. Why are you trying to work with me? Like it just give like let me get you feel me? Like it just give clout chasing. Like I don't like it.
Is he from New York?
They all from New York.
Is that New York personality?
I think so. Like I agree with you. Like yo, let's get this piece going. But I think there's things to say and do before we get to let's work.
So let's talk about it.
I agree with that.
Means like cook up streams, clout chasing.
Yeah,
no.
I gotta say like, but
let's have a convo. Let's chop it up. Something.
But I admire the fact that you know like you trying to bridge the gap. I just think
actually he wasn't trying to bridge the gap. If he said my heart, he was definitely trying to be funny. Because why are you calling the dude that did that to you my heart? You call brothers your heart. You don't call an enemy your heart.
I think
the kids say my heart.
The kids say my heart to everybody. Yeah. So like. I just think like you try to bridge the gap, and I think sometimes people don't know how to do it and how to go about it. I really just wish the kids, you know, stop the violence because at some point, like too many of our young artists, especially on the drill scene, they either ended up dead or in jail, and in jail for a long amount of time. D-Thing just came home. Let's celebrate that. Let's be happy about that. I don't want no situation where he's involved and he has to go, and he goes back in, or somebody that. You know, he's rocking with goes back in, or somebody on the other side has to go back in, like, or worse, you know what I'm saying, end up, you know, dead or you know what I'm saying, horrifically hurt. Like, let's just promote the peace.
So, just for the record, Chanel, you are bugging or banger?
Bugging.
Julia. I think they both bugging.
They both bugging.
That's a good one.
I definitely agree with the bugging aspect. I'll be the old person for this. I do agree that there are ways to do it.
Yes.
But the intent, if it was, because, you know, there's a lot of speculations. You just said that it was photoshopped or, you know, the My Heart thing or whatever the case is. It could have been a different way that he went about it. But the fact that somebody was taking the initiative to make peace is what I want. And I stand for. And I feel like needs to happen more often within our community because, you know, it's always going to come down to, you know, somebody dying or somebody trying to get back or whatever the case is. So that's the most important thing for me.
For sure. I'm all for making peace. You feel me? I'm not against the whole making peace part. For me, it was more so the less work part. I feel like so much other stuff needs to happen before we could like lock in and work.
Okay.
Like it's just like you just fuck everything else. Let's get in the studio. It's like no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not trying to get back to it.
So much other shit needs to happen before we can fucking get in the studio.
Right.
Like nah.
100%. Listen, man, just.
But I'm definitely all for making peace for sure. But like nah, other shit gotta happen before we get in the studio.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of studio, a lot of music has just dropped. Mm-hmm. Tell me, y'all, you know, before we figure out the number one song of the week, what song y'all play this? What y'all listening to this week?
Okay, I started off. So, y'all know me and my title. I'm Mr. Rhythm and Blues. You feel me?
You want about someone too? Real quick?
You feel me? But I'm bumping Coco Jones, double back. I love Coco Jones. Like she, you know, she's hard. She got that song with Brent Fires, Moment for Life as well that I'm also bumping as well. But I just feel like she's just bringing me, she's giving me that feel good R&B that just singing to my soul type vibe, and I love that. You feel me? So yeah, Coco Jones is heavy on my list right now.
For me right now, listen to Mana Leo, Don Julio. I feel like her wordplay, the way she broke it down, so fire.
I'm listening to Honcho, and y'all probably gonna already know this, but Honcho and Summer Walker, your friends. That's that's definitely about.
For sure.
I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm listening to this. I guess we could say underground artist named Jay Bird. The song named Devil Kiss is like alternative. It got like a little country Got a little like melodic hip hop kind of vibe. You hear the guitar, you hear the instruments.
Fire.
Some a little different. So Devil's Kiss, check that out.
Okay.
All right.
Well, make sure that you guys, if you are not already, you are bugging. Period. There's no, you feel me? There's no banger to that. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We are coming with you guys with a fresh countdown every single week.
Yes,
you
sir.
feel me? This leads me to the #1 video of the week. And my son has been at the top, you feel me, for a little while. #1 video of the week, 1UP T with Lose Lose. We out of here.
Let your bitch do what she want, they say you simping for her. Get good grades and go to school, they say that kid a nerd. But they call you dumb if you ain't never did the work. You don't support, they say you hating and you self-centered. If you support, they say
The Countdown.